What's happening, people? Welcome to the video. Today we have a big arm session with a special guest planned, so sit back, relax and enjoy this video. So it's Sunday afternoon, the bulk is coming to the end, and basically today I'm really excited for today's session. So one of the main things, what I was doing while bulking was focusing on adding size to my arms. Arms is something I've never put too much focus into, believe it or not, so I thought I might as well put a little bit of extra focus into them during this bulk. So today we have an arm session planned with Luciano. Now Luciano, in my opinion, is the future Mr. Olympia. He competes in the physique division in bodybuilding. Now Luciano, from what I've seen online, has an insane physique, like probably one of the best I've seen on like somebody who I actually know, and I think he's definitely going to go very far in the whole competing side of things. Right now, he's actually been bulking as well. I'm sure Luciano is a lot heavier than me as well. So Luciano is a big guy. I think he's like 100 odd kg, which is like about 15 kg heavier than me. As I said, he's in some shape. I think this year he'll be competing for his pro card, which I think he definitely will do. He's already like a British champion, I believe, or I think he's British champion or Scottish champion. That he competed back maybe 2 years ago. Maybe even 3 years ago, and now he's competing for his pro card. So I'll be surprised if he doesn't get it. As I say, he's got one of the best physiques I've seen, and also he has a solid mindset as well, which goes with it very well. So I think he'll be a very hard person to beat. And I'm just starting to realise this guy is going to be massive. Gonna have to try and work some magic to try and out-angle this man, or else I'm going to be looking like the tall, skinny bitch I am. That's that. That's him just there. He'll be here in 10. Almost time, excited as fuck to get into this.
What a shot that was.
That was some shot, mate.
There we go.
Just as well I didn't catch you later on YouTube. So I'm here with the big man, Luciano. He's actually bigger in person, which I didn't think was going to happen. So it's going to be a sad one for me today, right? So I just thought I'd give this Luciano a chance just to introduce himself and say what he's about.
So I'm Luciano Gentile. I'm 25 years old from Glasgow, and I'm going to be competing in September at the Ifbb shows. That's going to be down in London in September, so I'm training for that just now, currently just coming to the end of my bulk, and then I'm going to cut down for competing in September.
Aye, so I can tell you right now he is definitely a massive guy. What weight are you sitting at just now?
I'm sitting at about 100 kilo, thereabouts, a wee bit over.
I'm a good bit taller than him, right? And he's got 15-ish kg on me, so you can...
Because I'm fat, mate.
Mate, it's a good solid 15 kg, let's admit it. So you can kind of see there the complete size difference is insane. You can see him busting out his t-shirt here now. So it will be interesting to see how we get on. Hopefully I can try and keep up with him when we're lifting the weights as well. That'll be a good laugh. But I'm looking forward to actually learning from him some good bodybuilding techniques and seeing what we can actually go and do. So Luciano touched on that he's basically going to be competing at the tail end of this year. You've been bulking for what?
About 2 years, man. Well, I've not been proper serious with my bulk because lockdown and stuff happened, but I've been bulking now since summer, seriously, the last summer. So yeah, but before that I've not cut or anything. So since my last show in 2019, I've not cut at all.
No.
So
how much have you gained since that then? Because what was your last competing weight?
Well, a lot of it is body fat, but my last competing weight was 75 kilo, but that was totally shredded. And now I'm up to like 100 or something. So I think I will be about 8 or 10 kg heavier stage weight wise this time round. So last time went well. Obviously I won the Scottish, so I wasn't expecting that. It was my first show. I went in there just kind of thinking it's going to be my first competition. I thought I was quite confident for going into the juniors. So I won the juniors, and then after that you then compete against the winner from each category. So that includes like the masters, that includes the bodybuilders, because I was doing men's physique. So a lot of those guys were a lot bigger. So I went into that competition after that thinking I'm not going to win this. I'm just kind of going in to compete, and then my name got called out for winning the overall as well, which totally shocked me. So that's gave me a wee confidence boost going into September now. So
see, man,
hopefully it goes well.
Mate, that's insane. It was your kind of first one, and you weren't really taking it as serious. So now, kind of now that you've went and done it, and you've obviously very talented in that sort of sport. What is your like goals to achieve from it?
Well, before I wasn't too sure about going all in because it is quite an extreme sport, but after lockdown happened, I didn't have my training, I didn't have anything to look forward to. I realised that I really want to pursue something that's meaningful to me, and when I was on stage I really enjoyed it, and I loved the buzz of it, I loved the preparation, the working hard, the training hard. So for me, I'd really like to pursue being, my first little goal is being the best in the UK men's physique, and then we'll go for there. Obviously I like to aim high, so why not work towards that.
Indeed, bro. Turn left up here, by the way.
Turn left.
Aye. Nah, so that's good, right? We were speaking about this as well. We grabbed a wee coffee just beforehand, basically just to kind of actually meet each other, because this is our first time actually meeting as well. We've spoke through social media and stuff. I think from everybody I've spoke to, I feel as if he's on my level with like thoughts and just his kind of work mentality as well. He seems really dedicated to going and properly changing his life. I think as well, probably come from similar backgrounds, both kind of scheme boys. Trying to not be a scheme boy basically. So aye man, so it's going to be good. I think we're going to maybe do a couple of bits of content together as well, which will just make it all the better. I'll be learning a lot. Hopefully I can maybe teach him some things about how to be a wee skinny guy. But aye, hopefully we can bring you a ton of valuable information as well. So today's video is going to be an arm workout. We're basically just going to run over it and run through why we're doing each thing at what time. Hopefully today I can pick up some different new training techniques or tips to go and apply to my own training. Coming to the tail end of my bulk, it would have been maybe good to learn a few of these earlier on, but you know what, that's just what it is.
There's always next year.
There's always next year, exactly, always next year. So we're just going to go run through the session and we'll just kind of speak through it as we're going through it. And again, I'll just kind of ask him a couple of questions just so you can get to know a little bit more about him, himself, and what else he's going to go and do. So we've just arrived to the gym and we've got it to ourselves. It's all locked up, so excited to get in here. Is it no opening?
Look.
Oh fucking hell, man.
That's a fucking coincidence.
Hopefully we can get in here, man.
Yeah, that one's alright.
There we go, first one done. Imagine we never got in, mate, after all this, man. Be the biggest fail ever. Oh fuck.
Should be left, shouldn't it?
There we go, mate. Go in. Let's fucking do this. Just got in, gym to ourselves, but Luciano's just after telling me the alarm's gone off, so hopefully fucking the police or something don't come and fucking chuck us out here. That'll be a big fail, mate, going to jail instead of going to the gym.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Right, hopefully nobody comes here, mate, we can get in.
Oh no, I just made it worse.
It's going down. Shit is going down. I'll come back to you if we don't get to jail. There we go, mate. As Luciano just says, we're fucking sorted. That's us in, the alarm's off. The pole's only coming.
Oh, no yet.
Aye, nearly yet.
It comes soon.
Aye, hopefully no, but I've actually been in this gym before, a long time ago. It's been done up, so I'm excited to see what it's looking like. So, we're in the gym now, the alarm's sorted, we're ready to go and train, we've done a warm up. Basically, I'm just going to go through Luciano's kind of arm workout, see what he does, and just kind of learn what he does with it. So, what are we starting off with?
So we're starting off with tricep extensions, and then we're going to move the cable down to the bottom and go straight into bicep curls. It's just a more efficient use of your time rather than doing the triceps, waiting a minute, then doing the biceps. It's just go straight for the triceps into the biceps, and that's how I do it.
Sweet man. Why are we starting off with these exercises?
Just because if we were to go into like an EZ bar or something where we can handle more load, it wouldn't be good for a warm up. Whereas with the cables, I just find it's better for a warm up to feel the muscle a wee bit better, and it allows us to then go into the heavier sets, not having to worry about warming up.
Aye, indeed. I always like to start my tricep stuff as well with the push downs, just to kind of warm up my elbows almost, because I always get a bit of pain when I go heavy. Going like skull crushers, put them into that fully stretched position.
A lot of people get that. I've never had that, but
so you've not had it?
No.
Okay. So I'll not even check the weight he's used. I'm just going to try it and see what this man's pushing down just for a fucking laugh to see if I can keep up. And it actually feels not too bad, but it's a warm up for you. what are we doing next, mate?
We're going to do back-to-back again, triceps and biceps. So we're going to do EZ bar tricep extension, so like the skull crushers, and then we're going to do an incline dumbbell curl.
Sweet man. Is there any reason why you always start with triceps first? Or why you've been starting with triceps first?
Just because I want to grow my triceps a bit bigger, because they are kind of lagging behind my biceps, so that's why I'm doing that.
Did you do a lot of curls back in the day?
I used to go in before I used to go to nightclubs on a Saturday, I'd go in and do about 20 sets of curls.
As you do, mate, as you do. Yeah, let's go see this then. Get some background on the channel. So how long have you been training for? Because you're obviously fucking some size.
I've been training since 2017 was when I started getting really into weight training. But before that I'd been doing a wee bit in the house. I used to break dance when I was younger, so there was a lot of kind of gymnastics type training. And before that, when I was like 8 years old, I'd done boxing like 3 times a week all the way up to I was like 17 years old. So from when I was 17 to now, I've been training, so 8 years or something now, so
nice, so
quite a while.
So that's a good amount of time. So you have only been training in weights since you were like 17, so that's probably about 7-8 years, as you would say.
Yeah.
But before then, you'd done a lot of training all your whole life, so you've always been pretty athletic.
I've always been into football or boxing, that was my main thing. And I would do a lot of circuit training in there. And then breakdancing, so when you see gymnasts and stuff, they do a lot in a lot of handstands and stuff. That really built up my shoulders. That's why my shoulders are particularly strong.
Right.
That helped me when I then got into weights. So I already had a decent foundation before I got into weights when I was 17. But.
So what made you get into competing as well? Because bodybuilding's been something that I've always looked at bodybuilders. So that's kind of got me into it, I guess. But what made you want to compete?
Everybody was just saying I should, and I never really thought about it at the time. But for when I was younger, I always wanted to do something. Like when I was breakdancing, I was competing. I like that kind of competitive stuff because it pushes you rather than just having no goal. So kind of gave me a goal to set myself towards something, and I always cut for something anyway. So I was thinking I'm going to go on holiday, I may as well just compete doing, like, obviously cut down for my holiday but also cut down for a show because I get shredded anyway. Plus I was doing boxing just a wee bit before that, and I'd planned on competing, but things didn't work out. I wasn't getting sparring partners and stuff, so my plan was to compete in that, and I had my eyes set on that, and because that kind of fell through, I felt as if I needed something to work towards, or else, because if I don't have something sometimes I don't feel the best. So just thought I'd set that goal, and I went and done it, and I enjoyed it, and I've kind of got a buzz for it now, so it's good to have that.
Nah, cool mate, cool. No mate, I think that's fucking pretty good, mate. Yeah. What are your goals for this year's competition then?
Right, so before, I'll be honest, I think you always need to, you can't go into anything like thinking to yourself, oh, I'm just going to compete. You need to go in thinking I'm going to win and I'm the best, even if you don't really believe it, because especially when you're doing bodybuilding, you're on stage, that shows. A lot of what you're getting judged on is not just the physique, it's not just how big your muscles are, it's like your stage presence, the look, like all these things that people overlook are so important. So that's why my mindset was set on going in there and being the best and all that, but I think I've found a middle ground between being realistic and knowing that it's going to take time for me to get where I want to be. So before I was thinking, okay, by September I need to look like, I was comparing myself to like Ryan Terry and stuff and think, how am I ever going to get there? But I looked at some of his photos and I was like, he took like 10 years to get where he is now, and that's why I just need to kind of accept that maybe September I might do well, I might still win, and I'm going to go in with a mindset that I'm going to win, but I just need to kind of think long term. So my long term goal is to be the best in the UK, hopefully go further than that, but that's my kind of long to short term goal. So that's where it is just now, but I'm be realistic and see how it goes.
I personally am quite a fan of bodybuilding. I've watched quite a lot of bodybuilding stuff and just really like the sport in general, and from what I've seen, I feel Luciano has like a very, very, very high potential. Like some people just fucking have it and some people do not, and I would say Luciano has a good base to work off but also a good mindset to go and keep developing and getting better and better. He's obviously, as you've seen, he's got like no ego as well, which I think is a big letdown for a lot of bodybuilders.
Yeah, that's a huge thing in bodybuilding. There's a lot of insecurity, and that's why people build their physique, because mentally but I find that myself.
Like, you're confident, mate, but you're no fucking pure. No, I'm gonna be the best. I think he's gonna be the best. Question I have for you, right, is your opinion on competing in bodybuilding in general?
I think it's good if depends what your goal is. If your goal is maybe to become the best in the world, I think it's a big decision, so you need to kind of think about it. For the average person, I think it's also good, and for like from a coaching perspective, I think it's good to do it because you experience maybe things that your client has experienced and you've not, like extreme hunger levels. If you've got a client that's always hungry, competing and stuff can really help you kind of go through that, and you learn things from competing psychologically that you probably wouldn't just doing a cut for holiday. So I think it's good to go through and enjoy it. You get some people that say it's extreme. If you find it's extreme, then don't do it. That's my opinion on it. You get people who've got really strong opinions. He's one of the most famous trainers for the Ifbb pros, so like Phil Heath, and for physique he trained Jeremy Buendia and who's the guy now, Andre. He's from the UK. Andre, he's like the new men's physique guy, so it's just one of his techniques, and it's basically 7 sets. I sometimes just do 5 because I think sometimes 7 can be a bit much, but you do 7 sets with 20 to 30 seconds rest in between, so not much rest. And in between sets you keep your arms above your head, and what this does is it stops the blood flow, and by the end of the 7th set you've done a lot of sets, a lot of volume, and that just means that when you put your arms down, a lot of the blood flow goes into the muscle and you feel a huge pump. So it's quite good in terms of intensity technique, and it's quite fun rather than just doing a set and waiting a minute, and it's a bit different.
Sounds sick. So I've never tried it, I guess, so it should be interesting to see. I guess I'll rate the pump at the end.
Yeah.
So overhead?
Yeah, overhead. Here we go.
Above my head?
Yeah, keep your hands above your head for 20 seconds. I'll count. 3, 2, 1, and we'll go again, and then we'll come back to you with the 7th set.
I'm not sitting. I'm already doing that. Here it's pretty challenging, and the temptations to drop them down is so much, but I'm not giving up. Can't do that in front of Luciano now, you know what I mean? Got to show him what I'm made of.
One more set. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you go. Right, last one. Right up and a good stretch. There you go. Put your arms down it.
Oh, thank fuck, man. Just waiting for them to explode now, mate. Workouts basically just came to an end there, right? And now what we want to do is just try and see how fucking massive we've got. Now, Luciano, in my opinion, for what I've seen, is an expert poser. He claims he's no, but I think he is. So I basically want to see some advice you would give to make your physique look as best as possible?
Yeah.
In your opinion?
So I'm definitely not an expert poser, I've still got a lot to do, but I think I do notice some things that a lot of people overlook. So I was saying to Bradley earlier that a lot of bodybuilders, physique competitors just think about being big and being shredded and they think that's going to win them shows, but it's about how you present yourself. Actually, when you look at the judging criteria before you compete, one of the things is your stage presence, how you look on stage, how you pose and so on. And one thing that I noticed looking at a lot of other physique competitors is that they were very tense and you could tell they were looking awkward and they were feeling uncomfortable. And I think when I was looking at the best men's physique guys, one of the things I noticed was they're very relaxed. And that's what men's physique's about. It's not about tensing, it's not about looking huge, it's just about looking relaxed and looking good in a beach body, and that's what the category's for at the end of the day, although the guys are bigger. So what I would say is the main thing would just be looking less tense. So example would be something I always see a lot of men's physique guys do is they'll stand like really with their legs up like this, and they'll have their hands here like everything's dead tensed up, and they'll pull their arm in here to tense up their chest, and they'll stand like this and they'll raise their shoulders up. And when you raise your shoulders up, what are you taking away? You're taking away your V shape. So when I put my shoulders down and out, that gives me the wider shoulders, and I need to turn the bottom of my hips to make them smaller, and that gives you that V taper. Whereas what a lot of guys do is put their shoulders up here, their lats go away, they look very tense, they look very uncomfortable, and they look smaller, and that's not what we want for men's physique. We want to look really out, and bring our lats out, but at the same time not tense up too much. So we want to look relaxed, smile and all that type of thing, and be relaxed in general.
Mate, I think you run me through a pose, right?
Yeah.
So, please don't judge me, this is bulk Brad.
Looking good shape.
So, am I best moving for lean, by the way?
It's all right there, so if you turn that way.
This way, yeah?
Yeah, if you turn around that way, so put your right foot here, like that. And this one turns slightly out, and the reason we turn our left out is because if you've got your thigh straight there, then your thigh look, generally, most people's thigh might look slimmer from the front, so you turn it out just so it looks bigger and you've got that X frame.
Right.
So you're basically leaning slightly in there, and you're turning your hips round that way, so it's kind of facing there, so you imagine you're facing there, but you're turning your upper body round, and you're letting your, trying not to make sure your shoulders don't go up, but they come down, because the more they come down, the wider they are, the wider your lats are, and obviously the smaller your waist will look, and that's what you're trying to achieve. Yep, so that's it, I would just say.
See, I would say...
Yeah, bring that shoulder slightly forward.
Forward?
Yeah, and instead of bending too much, come a little bit more straight, yeah. That's it, just look more relaxed. Arms down, try to pop your shoulders out, bring them down. That's it. And lean slightly into your leg. It gets your thighs coming out because you want your legs to look bigger, because then that makes your waist look smaller, and that's what you're going for.
See, I always will pose to my right side.
Yeah, everyone's got a better side. I pose to my left for that reason.
So like I can go right, they ball
That's
up.
much, see, you can tell you look more natural in that, and that's what you want, so I would say always go for the side you feel better with.
But then left, you do need to do less, don't you?
Yeah, you need to practice it. So you've got the front one, and then you usually have the side one where you just stand, and then you have the back where you're trying to measure that.
Your back looks so wide there. Fucking hell, man.
And then you're turning to the side again, so you need to do each side.
Aye.
So it's important that you practice each side, but my right side I find it hard to contract my stomach, so it's my left side usually the one I go towards.
So my left is when I'm doing that, I can feel it cramping almost, like I really feel it trying, whereas the right side just turns so well, so that's obviously a major imbalance I need to fix up. I think I'm going to title this video, or like at least put in the thumbnail, like online coach versus fucking bodybuilder, because you just see, like you can clearly see me and Luciano have very different physiques. Like it's just so much larger, man. But it really helps see, and like
I think we all see ourselves different, but we're not actually that different, I don't think. But
like you just seeing like the poses and stuff like that there, like just the way you're turning round because of where you've built up. It just fills it out so much better, whereas there's probably like a lot of angles. I don't really train to be on stage, so there's a lot of angles where I'll just look like just thin almost.
Yeah, and you'll find with practice but that you might change something in your posture, because everybody's so different. Like something that I might say to you might not work for you the same, but you might find that you turn yourself a little bit more, or you bring your shoulders a different way, either forward or back, and it might totally change the way your physique looks. So it's about trial and error, just seeing what works for you and what feels comfortable for you, because they'll notice that on stage.
Cool, man. Cool. That's cool, man. Well, look, Channel, it's been a great workout, man. It's been fucking excellent. Hopefully there'll be much more from this, because you've been a great person to meet, mate. But we'll bring more videos of this